Hello children, welcome back. Today we are going to look into the important concept related to the chapter political parties. Now what is meant by a political party? Well children, political party is a group of people who contest elections and hold power in the government. It mobilizes the voters to support a common set of interests, concerns and goals. Political party also helps in representing different views on various issues to the government. It is a mean through which people can speak to the government and have a say in the governance of any country. It fixes political agenda and policy and tries to persuade people by claiming that their policies are better than those of the other parties. Children, do you know who are the three components of the political party? Well, number one, the leader who heads the political party. Number two, the active members who works on and behalf of the political party. And the last one is the followers, that is people like you and me who gives complete support and backing to the political party. Well, children, now let's look at the functions of the political parties. There are 7 functions. So shall we start looking at them one by one? The first one is to contest elections. The second one is to put forward different policies and programs and the voters can choose from them. The third one is to make laws for the country. The fourth one, after winning the election, to form a party and run the government efficiently. The fifth one is the role of the opposition. The opposition has to voice their views, criticize the government for its failures. The sixth one is to form or shape public opinion. And the last one is to provide people access to government machineries and welfare scheme. Now children, why do we need a political party in the first place? Let's have a look. We all know that every candidate stands independently for election. Even if he wins the election, will he be in a position to formulate new policy all by himself? Or will he be in a position to bring about drastic change in any existing policy? Not at all. He needs the help of people. That is why political party is necessary. Number 2. Even if it's formed, its utility remains uncertain. Number 3. He will be accountable to his own constituency where he has stood for the election. He won't be accountable to all the people throughout the country. So because of these reasons, political party is very essential in democracy. Now let's look into the classification of parties. Children, there are 3 types of political parties. Single party, 2 parties or bi-party, and multiple party. When one party is allowed to control and run the government, such a party is called one-party system. For example, China. Number 2. In some countries, power usually changes between 2 parties. Several other parties may exist, contest elections, and win a few seats in the national legislature. But only the 2 main parties have a serious chance of winning the majority of seats to form the government. Such a party system is called two-party system. We can find this in USA and UK. Now let's look into the third one, multi-party system. If several parties compete for power and more than 2 parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power, neither on their own strength or in alliance with others, we call it multi-party system. India is a typical example of a multi-party system. In this system, the government is formed by various parties coming together in a coalition. When several parties in a multi-party system joins hands for a purpose of contesting election and winning power, it is called an alliance. For example, in India, there were three such major alliances in 2004 election: the National Democratic Alliance, the United Progressive Alliance, and the Left Front. Now let's look at the different parties which are found in India. In India, we basically have two parties. One is the national party, another one is the state or regional party. Now, what is the difference between a national party and a state party? Let's have a look, children. National parties are those parties which are found throughout the country. They have units in various states. All of them follow the same policy and programs decided at national level. Now, how will you categorize which party is a national party and which party is a state party? Well, children, for that there are certain criteria that has to be fulfilled. Now, let's look what are the criteria that are required for a party to be called national. Number one, they have to work for 5 years in the national level. They have to win 6% of the total votes in General Assembly or Assembly elections in 4 states. Number 3, they have to win at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. So what are the different types of national parties found in India? The first one is the Indian National Congress. It is one of the oldest party in the world. It is founded in the year 1885 and it had played a major role in getting our freedom struggle. The Indian National Congress aims to make India a modern, secular, democratic republic country. They are found throughout India and their symbol is hand. The next one is the Bharatiya Janata Party or the BJP, which is in power now. It was founded in the year 1980 by Shyam Prasad Mukherjee. Bharatiya Janata Party wants to build a strong and modern India by drawing inspiration from the Indian ancient culture and values. Okay, they are found throughout the country and their symbol is lotus. Now let's go to the next one, Bahujan Samaj Party or BSP. It is formed in the year 1984 under the leadership of Kashi Ram. It seeks to represent and secure power for the Bahujan Samaj, which includes the Dalits, the Adivasi, OBC, and religious minority. It also stands for the cause of securing interest and welfare for the Dalit and the oppressed people. It is usually concentrated in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Delhi and Punjab. The symbol is elephant. Now let's go to the next one, All India Trinamool Congress. This is found in 1st January 1998 under the leadership of Mamata Banerjee. The ideology is committed to secularism and federalism. It is mainly concentrated in West Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur and Tripura. Simple as flower and grass. Now let's take the Communist Party of India, which was formed in the year 1925. What is the ideology? To oppose the forces of secularism and communalism, accept parliamentary democracy as a means of promoting the interests of the working class, farmers and poor. Where is it concentrated? Kerala and West Bengal. Now we have the last party is the Communist Party of India Marxist, CPIM. It is founded in the year 1964, believed in the principles of Marxism and Leninism, supports socialism, secularism and democracy and opposes imperialism and communalism. It is found in West Bengal, Kerala and Bihar. The symbol is sickle. So these are some of the main national parties which are found in India. Now let's look into the next party, that is the regional party. What do you mean by a regional party? A regional party is a party that exists, operates and functions in a particular state. Now, what are the criteria it should fulfill to be called a regional party? Let's see. Number one, it should secure at least 6% of the total votes in an election to the Legislative Assembly of a state. Number two, should win at least 2 seats in the Legislative Assembly. Now, who are some of the regional parties in our country? Number one, DMK, Kerala Congress, Biju Janata Dal, Sikkim Democratic Front, Aam Aadmi Party, Telangana Rashtriya Samiti, etc. Now let's look at what step a political party should take to shape public opinion. Number one, they should raise and highlight issues. Number two, the party should be clear of the policies of the government. Number three, political party should give their ideas and favor in and against the government. Number four, political party should give their ideas about new laws made by the government. In this way, the political party will help to create a public opinion in the minds of the people. This is very necessary so that they will be able to understand whether they are in the right track, whether they are still in the favorite books of the common man, or whether the common man feels that they have made a mistake in electing them as the leader of the country. Children, whenever we take up a project, we have to face many challenges and we have to find ways to overcome them, isn't it? In the same way, the political parties had faced lot of challenges, is facing lot of challenges. Now let's look at what are the challenges they are facing. First one is lack of internal democracy within the party. The political parties do not keep a membership register. They do not hold organizational meeting and do not conduct internal election regularly. And this leads to lack of internal democracy within the party. The next one is dynastic succession. Most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedure for their functioning. So there are very few ways for an ordinary worker to rise to the top in a party. In many parties, the top positions are always controlled by the members of one party, and this automatically leads to dynastic succession. The third challenge is about growing role of money and muscle power in the party, especially during election. Since parties are focused only on winning election, they tend to use shortcuts to win the election. In such cases, parties support criminals who can win election. The last one is parties do not find parties to be a meaningful choice for their votes. Sometimes people cannot even elect very different leader either because the same set of leaders keep shifting from one party to another. Well, these are the four major challenges that a political party is facing in today's scenario. Now let's look at what steps the government has and should take for overcoming the challenges faced by the political parties and also what steps the party should take to overcome the challenges they face in their parties. Number one, the constitution was amended to prevent the elected MLAs and MPs from changing parties. This is called anti-defection law. Number two, the Supreme Court passed an order to reduce the influence of money and criminals. Now it is mandatory for every candidate who contests elections to file an affidavit giving the details of his properties and criminal cases pending against him. Number three, the Election Commissioner passed an order making it necessary for the political parties to hold their organizational elections and file their income tax returns. Number 4, a law should be made to regulate the internal affairs of the political parties. Number 5, it should be made mandatory for the political parties to give a minimum number of seats, let's say 1/3 to the woman candidate. Similarly, there should be a quota for women in the decision-making bodies of the party. Number 5, there should be state funding of elections. The government should give parties money to support their election expense. And the last one, people can put pressure on political parties. This can be done through petition, publicity, and agitation. These are the steps that the government should take and to reform the political parties. Well, children, we have come to the end of the chapter. I will see you all with another video. Till then, be safe and take care.